Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss about struct, a struct in Rust. So what is a struct? Struct is, you can think as a structure. Okay, structure or collection of parameters, or more variables. How? Let's see, with an example you can see we have a rectangle, right? This is a rectangle and we have a property of width and we have a property of length. So we have two properties here. Now if we want to calculate an area, okay, so we have to pass its two properties like width into length. Okay, so how this will look like inside a Rust function? Let's here see an example. We have a function of let calculate area. So in this area function, we have two parameters. We have parameters like length ln, which is of type integer or I32, and we have width, which is also of type like I32, which will going to return an I32 value. Okay, and that will be like ln into width. Okay, so this is a simple function in the Rust that will calculate the area. But problem here is that when the parameter really increases, right? We don't want like all the parameters to be included. Like we have an object, like we have a cat. The cat has a nose, and then we have all the parameters, etc. A lot of parameters like it has hairs, ears, and teeth, etc. parameters. And there are lot of parameters. If we try to include in this, we have to design the function really long, and we have to just add all of the parameters here only. Now you can simplify this by just using structure. Okay, so how we just use it? Let's see here. We write struct, right? This is the structure str set struct. Then we write the structure like the structure, like suppose we are using cat for our example. We write cat, and then the cat has a name which will be like a string, and then we comma, and then we should we have hairs which will be like I64, and then we have ears, and that will be also I64 value, and then we have teeth, that will be also I64. Okay, that's how we define the structure of the cat. The next time we want to anything with the cat, we can just design a function instead of the parameters like this. We can just pass on take the structure as cat, and take the cat, and instead of working we can just work with cat here directly. If you want the individual parameter like cat dot name, to get the individual parameters. Okay, let's see the example of the rectangle, how we can use it. So let's don't say. So let's define a function rectangle. Okay, define a struct rectangle first. Struct rectangle, and the rectangle should have the length, that should be I32. Then it should have width, that should be I32 too. And then when we design a function, The function will be area, and they should accept rectangle. Okay, and it should return. They should be return. Okay, return, and we have the return value as I32 rectangle rec, and yeah, sorry, not have rect, right? Rect dot length, have the length, then we return, then width, rectangle dot width. Now this may contain more parameters, but we don't want to use the other parameters. Like we have the predefined, like density, that would be also be like I32 value, but we don't want to use the density here. We just wanted to its a parameter inside the rectangle, then we can just use this to return. Okay. Now we have a function of main. We have a main function, and in the main function, when we try to use it, we can use it like we have the rectangle rect is equals to rect. Again, we can set the parameter here. Length is equal to 1, length is equal to 1, width is equal to 2. Okay, like this. And after setting these values, we can use it like we have the area is equals to, we can just call this function area is equals to area, and we can pass the rectangle here, which is we get rectangle created. Okay, rectangle created, and we will get the area here. That's how it works. Okay, let's go to the documentation. So we have, you can see we have, this is how we find it, right? We have different objects here, and we have a structure of this collection of objects or parameters of different types, and you can use it by initialize it using let user1 is equals to user. We have this user as a structure, and we have defined these parameters. Then we are using the user.email the string from this. We can calling it a single value. So here we have the function, and we have it, and for all the same, okay, we have get first, we have, okay, example, we have a height weight traditional way of doing getting an, so we can just define the rectangle, okay, and then calculate the dimensions, or we have a structure, then we can just let the then we can rectangle, and that will just calculate the function of taking the two parameters from like our structure values, and will return it. That's all, I guess. Okay, sure about struct, the definition defining methods. This is the implementation of rectangle. Okay, so this is how our structure works, how we define the structure inside the Rust.